Shabbat Shalom.
Hello, Mark's family. Shabbat Shalom.
Hello, Shabbat Shalom.
Hello.
Shabbat Shalom.
Let's have everybody mute themselves, please, because we are recording to Facebook at this point. Let's, Rabbi.
Okay.
It goes to speaker view. So I'm going to spotlight. So Shabbat Shalom and welcome. We have a very special Shabbat tonight. We're so excited that Rabbi Wiesenberg is here and Mrs. Spielman is here and maybe Mrs. Katz. We're not sure if she could make it. It was like in transit somewhere much more warm and exciting than here. And we are so excited that our third graders are here tonight. This is our first grade service of the year. And you guys are in for a treat. They've prepared some wonderful, wonderful ways to enhance our prayer experience. And I know we have some dinner guests tonight. And for everybody, after services, we're going to have choose your own breakout group. And you'll be able to go and mingle just with friends or meet some new people at the end of services. So it's going to be very special. And we begin right now with a song called Am I Awake? I can't think of a better way to start our service. I heard a cackle.
I did not get rid of my dogs tonight, so I may have some canine accompaniment. Jody's job is to try to keep them quiet. It's a hard job. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la.
What a great way to start. Rabbi, do you need the third graders to type their name in that they're here to get their collage credit?
It would be incredibly helpful. Some of them I can kind of guess from some of the names because, I know their parents and things like that, but we do have, more than a few parents with the same first name. So it would be helpful, even if it's just the last names like the Wiesenberg family or, the third grader. Either way, it's helpful, but we get it. It's okay. I think I can sort of figure out from some of it. It is helpful, though, extremely helpful.
Okay, great. And we are so excited that Mrs. Spielman and Eden are here. And if they could unmute, they'll pop to the top of my screen and say hello. Then I can also spotlight them as they lead us. It's on page 120 if you have a prayer book at home in the Shabbat candle blessing.
Oh, hear my prayer, I sing to you. You can light the candle. Be gracious to the ones I love and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you.
All right. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen.
Thank you so much for lighting the candles and for all that you do for us.
Let us light these lights and see the way to you. And let us say amen. Let us light these lights and see the way to you. And let us say amen.
We now greet Shabbat with, we get ready for Lecha Dodi, which is a prayer that we envision ourselves in the north of Israel, in the hills, in a town of Sfat, and that's where this song was written over 400 years ago, 500 years ago. And I want you to, as we're singing, imagine a kala, a bride, you know that word, Lecha Dodi, coming to us, and we're greeting my beloved. We're greeting our kala, our bride. But the bride isn't a person so much. The bride is Shabbat. And I want you to let a Shabbat wash over you and put you in a more relaxed state, in a restful state. We're not really going to be able to do anything tomorrow. It's actually going to be a perfect Shabbat. Cantor and Jody.
לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, לאדוני אחד ושמו אחד, ושמו תפארת ונגילה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך ומאורי, אורי אורי, שדברי, כבוד אדוני עליך נגלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. And now if you'd like, you can rise to greet the Sabbath bride. בואי ושלום עטרת פניו, גם בשמחה ובשולה, תוך אמוני ים סגולה. בואי חלום, בואי חלום. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
And we are going to remain standing. You should have a screen share on now with the Baruch Hu, for the Baruch Hu.
Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai
You are spotlighted, Rabbi.
So Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I wanted to take a moment before we have the Shema and the Ve'ahavta to talk a little bit about our wonderful third graders, about their curriculum, about their fabulous staff, and what they are doing this evening to lead us in prayer. So the third grade is our first sort of official year of what some people would call real Hebrew school. I call it all real Hebrew school, but that is a phrase that I've heard used this year by other parents. It is the year where our students really learn the Hebrew alphabet, where they learn how to blend, where they learn how to read prayer Hebrew in their Hebrew classes. In the Jewish values side of their curriculum, they learn about the Jewish life cycle. So they began this year learning about what happened at a Jewish naming or a Jewish, the importance of Jewish naming, and they learned what happens at a bris and at a baby naming. They have been learning for the last 6 weeks about what happens at a Jewish wedding and what that looks like and all the vocabulary that's associated with that and all of our customs and traditions. And then we cap off the year learning about the Jewish value of kavod lezakin, of honoring the generations before us. And each one of those units of study, we cap off with an experiential learning day at Hebrew school. So for example, with our baby naming unit, the third graders ended that unit going through what their parents might have gone through to name them. And they learned about their own Jewish names and about kind of how maybe their parents picked those and who they're named for. They've been learning about the wedding. So next Wednesday night, Mr. and Mrs. Russ and Joyce Tisman are going to be remarried. They recently celebrated their 45th wedding anniversary. I believe that's correct, Miss Joyce, or you're about to celebrate your 45th. I know you're in the year of your 45th wedding anniversary. And they're going to be remarried by our fabulous Rabbi Moskowitz. And our third graders put the wedding on themselves. They made the chuppah, they made the ketubah, they made the rings, they made the kiddush cup, they made invitations, they even made the flowers, all of which after learning about what is a chuppah, what is a ketubah. And the final unit of study is, as I mentioned, kavod lezakin. So that is a letter writing project with an older relative. Don't worry, third grade parents, I promise you're getting lots of information about that in the coming weeks. Since COVID, we actually expanded that project to include an interview as well, as many of our older relatives have been feeling very isolated, as we all have been during this pandemic. And so having that face-to-face time, through Zoom or through FaceTime has been added to that part of the project. All of this would not be possible without our fantastic third grade staff. Mrs. Jennifer Spillman is on the line right now. She's the one who lit candles. Jen is a Temple Beth Torah member for a very long time. All three of her kids have been very involved in our program. She is truly a wonderful gift to our staff. I don't often hire members of Temple Beth Torah. It is a very complex situation, but in many, many ways, Jen Spillman is the exception and not the rule. And we are just so lucky to have you, Jen, on our staff. Our students are very lucky to have you. Your daughter Eden is our office intern. She's been involved in the school for a long time as well. Miss Haley Katz is also a very wonderful alumni of our Hebrew school program, and she is not able to be with us tonight. She's on vacation, but she is our other third grade staff. And Danny Mishkin is also, I believe, somewhere around here. He had logged on before and I don't know where he is. And he teaches our online program for our third graders. And he is a fantastic Jewish educator, also a Temple Beth Torah member, also the exception and not the rule in so many ways as well. So we're very lucky to have all of them. And then let me just tell you how our third graders are helping us pray and welcome Shabbat this evening. So before COVID, all of our grades except for our sixth grade would lead us in some songs, either in the middle or towards the end of our services. Obviously, with the pandemic being as it is, that is not in this moment possible. We are cautiously optimistic that our other grades will be able to lead us in the way that we have been accustomed before COVID. But tonight we have something very special, sort of a similar rubric that we did last year, where each one of our students, each one of our classes has a different way that they're going to lead us and help us pray this evening. So our Tuesday third grade class is going to be leading us in the Shema. We were able to record them leading us in our sanctuary. Our Wednesday third grade class wrote a beautiful creative version of the Ve'ahavta. So you're going to be seeing a video of that. And then last but certainly not least, our online student and our Tuesday class or Wednesday class that's with Miss Katz, a different section, created a beautiful art project answering the question, what does peace look like to you? What is peace to you? And that art project is a slideshow that's going to be played during silent prayer. So I hope that you find our young people as inspiring as we do, and that they help you with your prayers, either finding comfort or hope or whatever else you're looking for on this Shabbos. So without further ado, I invite you to close your eyes as we welcome the Shema. Rabbi, I know you want me to optimize for a video clip, but it's not letting me click that. So here's hoping. So. They worked really hard on that. I hope you can tell. Thank you, Mrs. Spielman. I know that they worked really, really hard on it. So now that we have acknowledged God's oneness, we now think about the ways that we can show God that we love God. And our Wednesday class with Mrs. Spielman wrote a creative version of the Ve'ahavta. And as they read their different versions of how they are going to show God that they love God, I encourage you to look inward and to think of what your own answer would be. Give me 1 second to just do this one more time. There we go. Here we are.
One.
I show love to God because He makes me feel good. Give toy, food, and water to people in need. Take care of the earth. Should be friendly and kind. I see God nice, kind, and safety, and I love Him. Be respectful to friends and parents.
Dear God, thank you for everything. I am very thankful for family, dog, food, water, house, and friends. That is why I love God. If God was not here, I wouldn't be thankful for all of those things. Dear God, thank you for everything. Keeping us safe, helping others in need, giving water, food, and shelter. Here are some ways I show love to God. Being respectful, being kind, treat the earth well. Don't harm animals or even people. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Don't waste paper, it's bad for the earth. If God wasn't here, I wouldn't have all these amazing things. My family, friends, and pets.
I shall love God by helping friends and family, not littering or polluting the ocean. I will be respectful to the earth and all living things.
Dear God, thank you for everything. I am very thankful for my mom, dad, sisters, food, and water. I show love to God by being nice and kind to my friends and family. I will donate to people who do not have as much as us.
I love God because He took us out of Egypt and stopped slavery for many Jews. You give us food and water and medicine and bananas, so I shall give food also to you for doing that. I show love to God by saying thank you for everything and by showing empathy for everyone and giving food, water, toys, and money to people in need. Be respectful to the earth and animals.
We shall love God from the bottom of our toes to the tips of our heart. We should think of God when we're in bed or when we're eating. We should care for anything in sight. We should help family and friends. We should not litter and listen to the 10 Commandments. Do not yell at family and friends or anyone. Thank you, God, for restoring peace to this world. If it wasn't for you, we would probably still be in war. I think of you a lot because I'm Jewish. To show I'm grateful, I try to stop small violence in the world. You taught me to be respectful to the planet. Thank you, God.
One.
I shall love to.
Amen va'amen.
They were amazing. That was beautiful.
Very good writers in that class.
Yep, both groups. And the singing was beautiful for the Shema. I can't wait to see the art project. Wow, it was such great third grade. That should have inspired all of us to think about how we love God. Love that. Together now we pray the prayer before, which I'm going to screen share, I hope. The prayer that comes right before the Mi Chamocha about how God took us out of Egypt and redeemed us. So we pray together, although you'll only be able to hear me. All this we hold to be true and trustworthy for us. You alone are our God, and we are Israel, your people. You are our sovereign and savior who delivers us from the oppressor's hands and saves us from the tyrant's fists. You work wonders without number, marvels beyond count, and you give us life and steady our footsteps. You perform miracles for us before Pharaoh, signs and wonders in the land of the Egyptians. You led your people Israel out from their midst to freedom for all time. When your children witnessed your dominance, they praised your name in gratitude, and they accepted your sovereignty. Moses and Miriam and all Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices joyously.
Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. No one to heal us. Oh, say, no one to heal us. Oh, say, Adonai, Yimloch le'olam va'ed. Malchutecha ra'uvanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe. Ze'elianu ve'amru, Ze'elianu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh. No one to heal us. Oh, say, no one to heal us. Oh, say, Adonai, Yimloch le'olam va'ed.
Beautiful. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu malkeinu l'shalom. Shomrenu l'chaim ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. O God, grant that we lie down in peace. Try to move that. And raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Baruch atah Adonai haporos sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. And this next prayer, oops, I'm going to stop sharing, celebrates Shabbat.
Shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam beini uvin b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam oti le'olam Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et haaretz ve'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam v'yom hashvi Shabbat v'inafash Shabbat v'inafash Shabbat v'inafash Ve'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam.
Is that Monkey or is that, who's
That's
that?
Alfu.
Oh, so cute. Okay, so now we have the Amidah, which is the main prayer in the middle of the service. So I'm going to invite people to stand up again, and I'm going to share the prayer with you, I think. Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomer chasadim tovim v'konei hakol v'zocher chastei avot v'imahot u'mevi geula livnei bneihem lema'an shemo be'ahava melech ozer u'moshia u'magen Baruch atah Adonai magen Avraham v'ezrat Sarah אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסירים. ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומיתו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל.
אתה קדוש ושמך הקדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Please be seated. And we take a moment and we feel the joy of Shabbat and of being together as we join together in Ritzeh.
Ritzeh Adonai Eloheinu be'amcha Yisrael. Ritzeh Adonai Eloheinu be'amcha Yisrael. U'tefilatam be'ahava tikaber. U'tefilatam be'ahava tikaber. Ritzeh Adonai Eloheinu be'amcha Yisrael. Ritzeh Adonai Eloheinu be'amcha Yisrael. U'tehila ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael Amecha. U'tehila ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael Amecha. Ritzeh Adonai Eloheinu be'amcha Yisrael. Ritzeh Adonai Eloheinu be'amcha Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai she'odecha levadecha ve'yira navo.
One of our favorite prayers that we do every Shabbat. So for some of you who haven't joined us for a lot of Shabbats, you can come back and really learn some of these melodies and prayers. The next prayer, and now that we're kind of warmed up, we've prayed a bunch of prayers, is a time for us to say thank you to God. So I want us to use the chat and to type in a whole bunch of things that we are thankful for. And if you're having some trouble thinking of one, take a deep breath and exhale. And you can be thankful that you can breathe. because nothing else really happens if you can't breathe. So type something in the chat that you are thankful for today. Thankful for wonderful third graders, for plants, for family, God, life, food, being healthy. Challah from our Shabbat dinner. Yum, yum, yum. Food, water, air, each other, God, everything, family, health, my students, friends, my dog, my grandchildren, my life. Oh, the Kerwin family is excited for everyone donating to their book drive. Thankful for cats, warm, healthy, comfortable, relative peace in the house. Friends and family, shelter, my doggy's health, life, bananas. I know you got a thing about bananas, air and water. Thankful for being able to love, for friends, for family, my dog, my house. Thankful for life. I'm thankful for my, I don't know what that is. Being safe and warm. Harper, retype that last word so I know what you mean. Food, health, air, shelter, family, home, friends, health, people. Love, love, love. Keep putting your thanks in there. These are such great answers for Israel and how it's so important to the Jewish people, for mom and dad, for friends. Keep putting things in because it always helps. Oh, for your brother. That's so nice. It always helps the rest of us get ideas. And instead of just us being thankful, now we've shared it with other people and they can add it to their gratitude list as well. And that's such an important part of prayer and feeling good about our lives. Love, love, love your answers. No COVID. Let's be thankful for that. We now turn to our prayer for peace. Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Tasim Leolam. Ki Atahu Melech Adon L'chol HaShalom. Ki Atahu Melech Adon L'chol HaShalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael. B'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
And before we go to the next thing, I don't know if anybody noticed this gorgeous artwork. It is made from like collage, but a lot of it's from comic books too. A lot of these images are from comics, like funnies, like graphic novel type things. But And they're used to make the collage pictures, and they really add to our prayer. But we have some of your artwork that is going to add to our prayer as well. So as we begin to turn our thoughts inward, maybe take another breath or two. We should take lots of breaths, but a few deep breaths as we connect with God, with what we're grateful for, with our prayer for peace and how we can bring more peace into the world. And we're going to see your beautiful pictures.
Oh, say shalom bimrama. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al Yisrael. V'imru v'yimeru. Amen. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu v'al Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, 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 yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu v'al Yisrael.
Elsa, thank you. Thank you for that beautiful artwork. It was so gorgeous. I am now going to share my screen again. And our custom at most family services is to read a story to you. And today's story is called Change Sings. And it's by the poet Amanda Gorman, who spoke at the inauguration. And she's a junior poet laureate, I think, of the United States or something. Probably says if I actually looked here. And she has been around. The first ever National Youth Poet Laureate of the United States. And the artwork is by Lauren Long. And it's beautiful. Now, I came into one of the third grade classes and we got to read this book. And we looked at all the mitzvot, all the acts, all the commandments that we could find that were in it. Sometimes you have to look at the pictures and sometimes they're in the words. And we also talked about chesed, all the kind things that people were doing in this book. So I'm going to try to read and advance the pictures. It's going to be an interesting experience. And I want you to watch also to see how there are all kinds of people. Some people walk on their own 2 feet. Some people are in wheelchairs. Some people need help. Some people are helping. Some people have a kippah on. Some people have curly hair. Some people have straight hair. There's so many different people that come together in this book to try to make things better. I can hear change humming in its loudest song. Somebody has to mute. Or Rabbi, maybe you can mute them. I can hear change humming in its loudest, proudest song. I don't fear change coming, and so I sing along. I scream with the skies of red and blue dreamers. I dream with the cries of tried and true dreamers. Oops. I am a chant that rises and rings. Oops, the wrong way. There is hope where my change sings. Though some don't understand it, those windmills of mysteries, I sing with all the planet and all of its histories. I hum with 100 hearts, each of us lifting a hand. I use my strength and my smarts, take a knee to make a stand. And she's offering food to these nice people. I'm bright as the light each day brings. There is love where my change sings. I show others tolerance, though it might take some courage. And look who she's showing tolerance to and offering the trumpet to, but look what he's doing. He has his hands in his ears, and the dog doesn't look too happy either. But maybe she'll win him over. I don't make a taller fence, but fight to build a better bridge. And look who that bridge is going to help at the top of the stairs. I talk not only of distances from where and how we came. I also walk our differences to show we are the same. I'm a movement that roars and springs. There's a wave where my change sings. Change sings where? There, inside me. Because I'm the change I want to see. As I grow, it grows like seeds. I'm just what the world needs. I'm the voice where freedom rings. You're the love your bright heart brings. We are the wave starting to spring, for we are the change we sing. We're what the world is becoming, and we know it won't be long. We all hear change strumming. Won't you sing along? So sometimes we think somebody else should do it, or somebody else will take a step. But our third graders have shown us that they know that they're the ones who have to make a difference in the world, that they have to treat people a little bit nicer and kinder, that it doesn't matter what color somebody's skin is, what religion they are, if they are in a wheelchair, if they're differently abled. It's a chance for all of us to make a difference. We are the change in the world. The change sings. Just a beautiful new book by Amanda Gorman. We now continue with the Aleinu, which is another standing up prayer if you want to stand up. And I'm going to try to put the words on the screen. Give me a second here. And maybe Cantor, you want to unspotlight me and spotlight you.
Sure. If I can.
It's a pretty picture. I'll see like Dr. Spock down there.
Yeah.
There we go. Great.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kigoye haratzot, velo samanu kimishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד Ushemo echad.
We remain standing for the mourner's Kaddish, and we have unfortunately had a lot of passings in this last 4 weeks, and the list is unusually long. So my heart goes out to all of you who are in mourning. We are saying Kaddish tonight in particular for those whom are in the period of Shiva, the week of mourning. John Newberger, uncle of Marshall Stein, Leonard Epstein, Eileen Cohan's mother's husband, Marilyn Weil, sister of Terry Lashen, Marcia Patron, sister of Jonathan Spielman, Brian Bruno, nephew of Paul Block, Ellen Kaplan, mother of Debbie Garnock, Kathy Quattrochi, cousin of Michael Eichner, Alvin Putterman, father of Jeffrey Putterman, Leonard Feldman, father of Jody Bassick, Elliot Beer, friend of Gail and Richard Brown, Irene Haber, mother of David Haber, Gary Friedenberg, father of Joanne Berman and Stephen Friedenberg, Phyllis Rind, grandmother of Lauren Finkelstein, Lloyd Ziegler, father of Beth Glorioso. We also think with great love of those whose yahrzeit, the anniversary of their passing, fall at this season. Betty Axelrad, Ralph Bizak, Martin Feiger, David Geiger, Harry Gerbs, Esther Goldberg, Lee Elliott Gould, David Martin Hirsch, Deborah Israel, Richard Kassoff, Harriet Katz, Diane Kaufman, it's my grandmother, Daniel Kraus, Becky Leader, Marilyn Lebenhart, Seymour London, Jacob Mayer, Gerald H. Morgenstern, William Orange, Sally Rabin, Vivian Radofsky, William Sachs, Jill Scott, Helen Stetcher, Frida Stein, Samuel Wolf, Jack Zipkin, and Jeffrey Katz, Jean Weissman. May their memories be a blessing and continue to inspire us as we join together in the mourner's Kaddish. What's also Marvin Bregman's, I think we read his name last week, and Jerry Katz. And Marvin's yahrzeit. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah.
Abba b'yolma.
V'yamad divrach
No.
yiritei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei Israel. Pagala v'zman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mivorach le'olam omei omaya. Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalel shemei dekudasha baruch hu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata. Damiram b'yama v'imru. Amen. Yehi Shlomo Rabba min Shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael,
Israel v'yimeru
v'im. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'yakol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen. Amen v'amen. We go from the holiness of the prayer that we just read, called the Kaddish, to another prayer that sounds very similar in its name. It's called the Kiddush, which means holiness also, and it focuses on the holiness of Shabbat, and during it we sanctify the wine. I'll take care of it.
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu. Zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom tehila l'mikra'ei kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim. Ki banu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim. V'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
L'chaim. We now turn to our prayers for healing, that people that are sick, that we are praying that they will get better. Please add some names to the chat, and I'm also going to share Paul Kassoff, brother-in-law of Leslie Tolip, Jeff Richmond, brother of Allison Brecker, Steve Carabell, husband of Fern Carabell, Marcia Moskowitz, my mother-in-law, Maggie Farkas, Miriam Hirsch, Elliot Lebenhart, Albert Coleman, father of Stacy Becker, Lauren Finkelstein, Malka Gerlitz, David Berger, Alan Plass, Ben Hirsch, Paul Scheinkoff, Mark Scheinkoff, and Olivia Scheinkoff, Lori Kerman, Alan Brodsky, Joni Spielberg, Jack Legros, Lenny Bernstein, Judith Goldberg, Phyllis Belford, Colleen Bax, Elizabeth Sison, Jeff Schneider, Elvira Fricassa, Rich North and Kara Baker, Glenn Cozart, Sheila Gibson, Eileen Wiedenbaum, Gail Tolchin. I think I got Rich North and Kara Baker, Burt Wall, Barb Friedman. No, we got Judy Goldberg there. Alana Stern, Brian Dubinsky, Erwin Nelson, and whoever else is in your hearts, Bill Everett, Flo Steger. Just you can add names, you can hold them in your heart. You could send them a text that right this minute we are praying for them with this healing prayer.
Mishebeirach avoteinu mikol abracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishebeirach imotenu mekor abracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Amen va'amen, or refuah shlema, complete and speedy healing. So we also want to celebrate some birthdays. And Rabbi, I'm going to add you here because why don't you start with I think you knew at least one, right?
On Monday, January 31st, Hunter Wiesenberg turns 8 years old.
That is amazing.
I am not emotionally prepared for this. But for those of you who haven't seen Hunter in a while, he is just about my height, and I'm not exaggerating. He is he's up to here, and I swear by the end of second grade he will be as tall as me. So all of you January birthdays, all of you amazing Aquariuses, best sign in the zodiac. You guys are very, very cool. Myself, I'm a Cancer. I consider us 1A. Just saying. Aquarius are very cool. Do you know, Rabbi, that more Nobel Prize winners and more Olympians are born in January than any other month and any other zodiac sign? That is a fact.
Yeah, but there's a whole book about why that is. Malcolm Gladwell book, so that might not be. I have some birthdays here. I know it's Drew Sherman's birthday, and he rearranged things so he could be here tonight. We thank that. Next week we have Bonnie Perjansky and Harrison Perjansky. I'm not sure if they're here. Phil Schwam is on the 1st of February. Laurie Kerman was just recently. People can also put in the chat and help us out. Ella Mandel might be here. I know some people came and picked up food. Hannah Sutkin.
Emma Bobkin.
Bobkin, happy birthday.
Bobkin.
Jody Bizek, I saw Lydia Mayer was on happy.
Alex Morgenstern's birthday was last week. Yeah, Aria, we said your mom. We said Lori Kerman. I promise we said her name.
Matthew Pell's birthday is today too. Matt turns 18 tomorrow. I knew that. So happy birthday, Matt. I think he got here just to get his blessing.
Yeah, Jackson Gretz had a birthday on Monday. I wished you a happy birthday in the hallway.
I don't know if
you were running to class this week.
Cindy Schlansky made it tonight. Oh, we got some more here.
It's a good birthday, Gloria. January 31st. Great day. You're welcome, Ella. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Gloria.
Mrs. Spielman's birthday. How could I forget? Mrs. Spielman also celebrated her birthday last week.
That's right.
Me and Hunter share a birthday.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, Casey's just cool. Like, I already knew Casey was cool because it's a great day.
Casey Goldstein, Beth Henkel, and Claire Leifer all share that birthday.
It's a great day.
And one person on the list, two people on the list one is going to be 8 on that day and one is going to be 80 on that day.
Oh, that's really beautiful. I love that. And also, for those of you who know and love Beth Archer, she is our youth group advisor and works in our main office. Her birthday is on Sunday, January 30th. So it's coming up this Sunday.
I did not know that. Thank you.
So if you talk to her, make sure you wish her happy birthday.
All right. Anybody coming up the first week in February that my eye didn't see here? Oh, this is so fun. So Ruth and Stan Breutman's anniversary is next week.
Shabbat Services.
Do you like it? I enjoy it. It's nice, isn't it?
The the Trezovs on? Their anniversaries next week. So many good things. Oh, Amanda and Stephen Levitt are coming up this month. Some people came and got food. So let's sing a Shehekianu, to celebrate all these good things and to celebrate that we are all together on this Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Amen. Mazel tov.
Yeah, and I don't know if we said Jackson Gritz. Was your birthday this past week, Jackson? You can nod. Happy birthday, and Jonathan Spielman, if you're on, happy birthday to you as well. And Gloria's grandsons, my sister, my brother-in-law, they share a birthday and they're 1 year apart on different sides of my family. So we always think that's fun. And I want to go into the city because we're having a surprise thing. So now that I put that on Facebook. Tidbit. Oh my gosh. Let's hope. This has been such a fun night. Now, I know we have 2 announcements that aren't on the announcements, but Brian, if you unmute, I'll be able to spotlight you as well.
Here I am.
Okay, let me add you to the spotlight. So I'm going to make 2 things. One is 3rd grade wedding pact is this Wednesday, and the Tismans are our wedding couple. And Rabbi, the parents come at 4:30. If they have a Wednesday kid, if they have a Tuesday kid, they come at 5. Correct? Is that what I read?
Yeah, absolutely. Sure.
We're gonna have
I mean, listen, all parents are welcome at 4:30 if you want to come learn with the illustrious Rabbi Moskowitz. She is a delight to learn, to study with. But in general, our Wednesday students come for their regular class on Wednesday. Parents will head down to our youth lounge and study with Rabbi Moskowitz while our Wednesday 3rd graders set up the Tisman's wedding.
And any
then all
Tuesday 3rd graders that are there, we'll just join them, right?
Yeah, of course. Like, you're absolutely welcome. If you want to come study with Rabbi Moskowitz, you can come a little early. The program begins at 5. And so then by 5 o'clock, we're asking all 3rd graders, including our online students and our Tuesday students, to be in the sanctuary by 5 o'clock. And then parents and kids, you sit together and our wedding begins, and it will be lovely. And I am working on, since we can't really have wedding cake, we usually have wedding cake. I am working on getting some individually wrapped to-go wedding cupcakes for you to take home. They are nut-free from Zucker Bakers.
Yum. And the Kerwins are doing a book drive that's not on our list either. That children's books is what they're focusing on because of COVID, just children's books, both children and adult. Okay, to help at women's and children's shelters on the island. You can bring up to 15 books to Beth Torah. And if you have more, you can talk to the Kerwins and work out a drop-off more directly with them. I want to, before we go on to what's coming up, just give Rabbi Wiesenberg a huge thank you for organizing all of this and all the wonderful work she does with our 3rd graders and with all our grades and with our families. And we are just so blessed and lucky to have her. And she is so creative in coming up with ways to do a Zoom service that allows for participation. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Over to me.
Yeah, we're ready for you.
I want to echo that. Thank you, Rabbi, for this wonderful 3rd grade Shabbaton. I dressed as a 3rd grader in honor, wearing my TBT sweatshirt. But there is hope in the world, as Rabbi Moskowitz read in her book and alluded to. If our 3rd grade has anything to do with our future, and I'm sure they will, we should all be quite hopeful. They are a wonderful group. Yay to them. Thank you for joining us and leading us in prayer. And thank you, rabbis, for everything you do. I want to thank Cantor and Jody for their beautiful song. Now, if you liked anything that happened tonight, I will tell you that the rabbis and Cantor are outstanding in our show. They are silly girls, lovely girls, whatever you want to call them. And Rabbi Wiesenberg is also Babette, and Cantor is also Wardrobe. And Jody Siegel, who's joining Cantor tonight, is our Belle. So please join us for Beauty and the Beast. That's one of the announcements I'll get to in a sec, but look at the website, buy the tickets. You want to be there. And not insignificantly, it is my stage debut as LeFou. You're going to like it, I'm telling you. So Shabbat Shalom all. Tomorrow morning, Shabbat Torah study at 9 a.m. Obviously will be by Zoom. Yes, Rabbi?
Yes, it will be by Zoom. I don't think I'm going
So
anywhere.
you can cozy up next to a fire and do some Shabbat Torah study. Sunday, the village is taking a virtual, our village, our collaboration with Dix Hills Jewish Center is taking a virtual trip to Israel. See the village website for info on that. Also Sunday, 4 to 8, after we dig out from the storm, there's a religious school fundraiser at Panera. Look at the emails and the website for details on that. Friday, February 4th, there's a Tot Shabbat at 5:30. That part's by Zoom. And then at 6:30, we're in person for services back in the sanctuary. Then February 11th, which is 2 weeks from tonight, there's going to be a short Kabbalat service from backstage, because that's the weekend of our huge production of Beauty and the Beast. One show Friday night at 8, one show Saturday at 2 o'clock, and another show, the finale at 8 p.m. on Saturday, February 12th. So you want to be there.
Wait, what?
I know. I said
I know, right? Wow, right? And then Wednesday, February 16th, we've set up another security entry point training session. That's going to be at noon for all that couldn't join us for an evening session a few weeks ago. So CSS is our partner that we've been doing some security trainings with. And they've incorporated, obviously, because of the recent events, some hostage training into their security training sessions. So sign up for that. You have to register in order to get the link to join us for that. Sunday, March 6th. So this is also very interesting because we've historically done a midnight run, which is challenging for somebody like me. 2 times a year, I stay up until midnight, one being New Year's Eve and another being a midnight run, but it is difficult. So it's not only because of me, but they've kind of flipped the script, and now we're doing a breakfast run. If you don't know much about it, simply it is us jumping on a bus from Temple, going into the city, handing out clothes and food directly to homeless in the city at certain locations. They know we're coming. They're there. We get to see their grateful faces as we deliver to them. It is powerful and awesome. Join us. And that is March 6th, 7:15 a.m. Look at our website, our weeklies, or contact Robin Messenger for that. That is all. Now, are we going into breakout sessions?
Oh, yes.
I wanna-
So I have
I wanna
to,
thank
after the
everybody.
closing song.
So I want to thank everybody for the dinner that helped set up, Vanessa and everybody that helped distribute the dinners that we had. Everybody that got it knows how delicious it was. And as part of that, we're also doing a breakout oneg after our closing song and closing prayer. And Rabbi will give more details. Shabbat Shalom all.
Thank you so much. And there was 2 things I wanted to say. The sharing table still needs your stuff. The village is for people late 50s, over 60s, starting to transition to retirement or just looking to make new friends and for purpose and meaning. So there's that program on Sunday and then some programs during the week with me teaching Zentangle art. But there was something else. Oh, I put the link for Beauty in the Beast in the chat. And if you click on it now, it'll open up on your browser and you can go order the tickets after services. And the sharing table, don't forget, we need white rice, we need toiletries, we need feminine hygiene products, we need detergent, we need body wash, we need toothbrushes, we're okay actually right this minute on toothpaste, but those are some of the things that seem to go the quickest and seem to be most in need. Diapers, adult and children's, because those you can't buy, all those things I said, except the white rice, you can't buy with food stamps. After the closing song, you'll be able to pick your own breakout room. Let me switch the Rabbi.
I just wanted to, on those two announcements, I wanted to piggyback two announcements. The first is also Judy's saying TP, toilet paper, paper products like toilet paper, paper towels, things like that. I want to remind not only our third grade families, but all of our Hebrew School families that are joining us tonight, that the sharing table is a wonderful way to get that collage credit. And all you ever have to do is snap a pic or just send me an email. We drop stuff off at the sharing table today, because that is a major way that we are getting all of those supplies. So it's easy. If you're at the grocery store, just throw one extra something in your cart. And you not only get the collage credit, but you get to make a difference. And I wanted to just take this opportunity on this Shabbat to say a big thank you to Judy and Richburg, and to wish you a very good Shabbos, that your generosity makes all of this possible, that you are such a blessing to our kids and our community. And I just wanted to say thank you so much and good Shabbos to you. We can now have our closing song.
And then don't go away because I'll set up the breakup room.
Yeah, don't go away because we want to have some chit chat.
So I usually teach this song to the third graders because it's part of the life cycle events. It's about getting your Hebrew name. And it's one of my favorite songs to teach them. And in lieu of being able to teach it to the third graders this year, I will sing it for them. It's called That's My Name. I'm named after my grandmother, who's named after her grandfather, who's named after his great uncle, who's named after his great aunt. I've got all these people in me, a great responsibility. If they could only see me today, they'd be proud of me in so many ways. I feel so lucky I can say that's my name. Someday I'll have kids, and my kids will have kids, and my grandkids will have more kids, maybe 2 or 3. Someday I'll be remembered by a little boy or girl who will be very proud to be named after me. We've got all these people inside, we're named after them because they live their lives with laughter and love and passion and pride. They went above and beyond, and that is why we're so proud and excited when we exclaim, that's my name. Everybody, that's my name. One more time now, that's my name.
Eloheinu v'Elohei v'avotenu v'imotenu, our God and God of our mothers and fathers, please allow us to sing the change we want to see in the world, to make this world a better place for all of us. May we make the world better for our children, and make our children make the world better for everyone. And let us say Amen and Shabbat Shalom, and a huge thank you